guys, it's Izzy here, and today I am going to be doing my biannual book unhaul. These books, some of them I've read, some of them I haven't, but they need to get off my shelves. I need space for my books. Let's unhaul some books today. A lot of times I see people not knowing what to do with a book once they've read it and they don't want to keep it. What I've been doing lately is going to the little free libraries. These are boxes all over your community that you can take a book, give a book. That's what you do. It's a free library. Getting free books is awesome. And it's a way to free up your shelf space by donating some books. You don't necessarily have to take one. I've gone to some boxes where I've just put some books in, didn't take any for myself. That's just one way you can do it. You can donate to thrift stores, you can donate to your local library, you can sell your books. I haven't had a lot of luck with that recently. So we're doing the little free libraries because, again, I'm usually getting a book, so that's always nice. I have one box here that we're going to look at first. So here we go. Some of these I don't know if I have featured in an unhaul before, like the first three, I'm not sure if I've shown or not. The first one is Murder in Westminster by Renessa Riley. This was not a bad book, but I don't see myself rereading it. It is the first in a Regency mystery series called the Lady Worthing series. And again, I just don't see myself rereading it. And I know mysteries, cozy mysteries especially, are super popular. So I think somebody else will enjoy this one. Next, we have a romance, and that is The Love Con by Ceresia Glass. Again, I've read it, don't see myself rereading it. It is the fake dating trope with some reality TV elements, and that's just not really my jam. And again, romance is super popular, so I'm sure somebody else will love this one. A short story collection that I read last year was Interpreter of Maladies by Jahuma Lahiri. Sorry, I can't read that font. Again, this was a good short story collection, just don't see myself rereading it. It is contemporary, and it was a winner of the Pulitzer Prize. Now we have a book that I haven't read. I got this one in a subscription box. We're going to see several subscription box books. Not a huge fantasy reader, and this is a subscription box that did a lot of different genres. And werewolves, they're not really my thing. So Throw Me to the Wolves by Lindy Ryan and Christopher Brooks. So this has some nice frayed edges, and I am going to keep in these little the signature that came with it and postcard and everything. So you're getting a special edition if you get this one. Next we have a Barnes & Noble exclusive edition of The Cloisters by Katie Hayes. This one, I thought it was another book by Kate Atkinson. Total failure on my part. I thought it was a different book. So this wasn't one that I was too excited about, and I haven't heard great things because I know somebody read it recently, or I was watching an old vlog. I think it was Kirsten at the Reading Nymph. She read it, and it just didn't sound like something that I would be intrigued by. We have another subscription book one, and this is, it looks like a vampire one, A Lust for Blood, A Realm of Curses novel by Casey Smith. Again, very nice end pages. I left the postcard and everything, and then it does have these sprayed edges, so that will be going in an unplugged book box, or not an unplugged book box, a little free library box near me. Then I had the secondhand copy of The Bloody Chamber by Angela Carter. I just don't see myself rereading this book. And again, I know a ton of people love this, but for me, it did not live up to that. We have another one that is kind of, I got it like third hand, and that is Far from the Madding Crowd by Thomas Hardy. This wasn't my favorite Thomas Hardy book. I love Tessa D'Iberville's, but this one, it did not live up to Tessa D'Iberville, so I am going to be unhauling it because I am not a huge fan of mass market paperback. I'm not a huge fan of those kind of books, so if I ever do reread it, I'll probably pick up a different version. Then we have a sci-fi book of the month book, and that is Camp Zero by Michelle Sterling. This wasn't for me, so it is being unhauled. We are moving on to my second box and the last box that I am showing in this video. So these are more recent reads if you've watched my videos. So the first one I have is Shadowboxing by Tony Birch. This is another short story collection set in Australia in the 1960s. I do think it does a perfect job at showcasing what childhood is like and the nostalgia of childhood. So I hope somebody feels the nostalgia that I felt with this. Next we have a Shakespeare and Company one. This one's coming all the way from Paris and it's going to end up in a book box in South Carolina. This is Haruka Love Poems by June Jordan. I'm not a huge poetry person, so it takes me a while to find a poetry collection I like. This one was fine, but it wasn't a favorite, so I'm going to be unhauling it. Here's The Passenger by Cormac McCarthy. This writing style was not for me, but an extremely popular author with a southern setting, and since I live in the South, people will probably very much resonate with the setting of this book. Boyfriend Material by Alexis Hall. This is the first in a series. This is the book that got me to my reading goal last year, so it does have kind of a special place, but it's fake dating, and we only get one perspective, and I did not really like him. I thought these characters were really immature, and I didn't get the motives of another character, but again, romance is extremely popular, so I'm sure somebody will love this one. I do love this cover, though. This is a great cover. Did You Hear About Kitty Carr by Crystal Smith Paul? This one does have a Carolina setting for part of it, so that's going to be really fun for whoever picks this one up. This one, I did not like the writing style. I just thought it was kind of lazy. Sorry. Another book of the month one is Hang the Moon by Jeanette Walls. This one was pretty out there in my opinion. It was basically a Tudors retelling, which that is kind of crazy to think that that's happening. So if you know any more Tudor retellings and ones that you enjoyed, let me know, because I do love me the Tudors, but this one set in like Prohibition era Virginia, not for me. Another short story collection is The Republic of East LA by Luis J. Rodriguez. The reason this one wasn't for me is it just got repetitive after a while. This is very much slice of life, contemporary, and I got bored after a while with it. Another book that did not live up to the hype for me was The Iliac Crest by Cristina Rivera Garza. This is translated by Sarah Booker. Very short, and it does a great job at having the gothic vibes, but I didn't really like it. Now we're getting to the 3 books that I've read this year. First we have Mary Jane by Jessica Anya Blau. This is very commercial, but I did not like how sexual it was. I get at this age of the characters, you start to get curious about sex and all, but it just got kind of weird and made me uncomfortable. Then we have a sci-fi, and that is 1632 by Eric Flint. This one left me with so many questions, and it was a very long series, and I don't think I can get through like 30 500-page books just to get answers for something that I don't care that much about. We've made it to the last book in this video, and that is The Castle Keepers. This has 3 authors, Amy K. Runyon, Janelle Cieleski, and Rachel McMillan. This is basically a bind-up of 3 novellas set in the Victorian times, the Edwardian times, and then in the World War II era. This one I just thought could have been so much more, but if you're looking just for something quick, those are the books that I am going to be unhauling in the first half of the year, in the second month of the year. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you made it all the way through, leave a book stack emoji in the comments below. But as always, comment, rate, and subscribe. And don't forget to ring that notification bell to be notified when all my videos go live. And if you guys would like to see my little vlogs of when I go to the little free libraries, be sure to check out my TikTok that is in the link tree below. Bye guys!